What's up, brewheads? Welcome to another Brewthirty, where I drink a beer and pair it with a toy. Tonight, we're kicking off Stout season with a really big heavy hitter, and that is Deth'S from Revolution Brewing up in Chicago, Illinois. This is a fantastic stout, and I couldn't imagine starting off stout season with anything better than this monster here. Speaking of death, let's talk about what we're going to be pairing this beer with today. And that is a man who was murdered back in the late 1980s and one of my favorite wrestlers of all time. And that is Mr. King Kong, or Bruiser Brody, as he was known back in his AWA wrestling days. This is a figure done by Zombie Sailor Toys, and I think it's going to pair great with this Deth'S Tar. Guys, Deth'S Tar is a heavy-hitting beer. Let's just go ahead and get this thing poured. Like I always say, there's no right way or wrong way to pour a beer. You pour your beer the way you want. I will pour my beer the way I want, and we will still be friends. Brewheads, Deth'S Tar. Now, this is a 2022 version of Deth'S Tar. I have no problem taking barrel-aged stouts, which is what this is, and aging them in my beer cellar. I find that there might be a little bit of a loss of flavor and maybe a tad bit of carbonation, but the taste is always amazing. I've got barrel-aged stouts that have been down here for at least 4 or 5 years. I'm sure there's some of you beer dorks out there who probably think that's a silly idea, but you know, like I said, when I pour my beers, you do your beers the way you want. I will do my beers the way I want. So Deth'S Tar is a stout aged in bourbon barrels. It says it's 14.8% alcohol by volume, which this is a heavy hitter. It says dark, rich, and barrel forward. And it's brewed by Revolution Brewing, which I really like a lot of their beers, and it's part of their Deep Wood series, which obviously stands for their barrel-aged beers. So let's give this a taste. And like I said, when you leave these down here for a while, you're not going to get a lot of a foamy head. So this is it seems pretty flat to a lot of people, but it's going to taste really good. So don't panic. I get notes of bourbon, obviously from the bourbon barrel, dark chocolate, maybe a slight coffee. I don't know. Let's taste it. Woo! Wow. So, very sweet. It actually drinks like a really rich, sweet, dark chocolate beer. If I had to just give you a perfect description. The bourbon flavors don't really come through, maybe because it's set so long, but this is just a rich, delicious beer. Absolutely fantastic. Definitely notes of dark chocolate, little roasty malt, perfectly balanced stout. And Deth'S Tar is one of my favorite barrel-aged stouts, actually. It's pricey. I think it comes in 4-pack, and it's almost like $30. It might be more now. I don't know. It's been a while since I've bought it. Obviously, this is a 2022. But so delicious. I wanted to tap into my stout collection for the winter, so I figured I'd grab one of these. It's been down here for a while. So yeah, absolutely amazing. A phenomenal beer. 14.8%. It's not super boozy. Again, probably because it's set for a little while. But if you drank this whole thing really quickly, you definitely would know it's super boozy. I mean, it's not super boozy, but it's 14.8%. So you're gonna get fucked up. So if you drank like 2 of these, depending on what your tolerance level is, you're gonna be in some trouble. Speaking of trouble, Bruiser or King Kong Brody, depending on what era of wrestling he was in, was one of the greatest non-famous wrestlers, I guess you could say, in my opinion. He never really broke through. The rumor has it he was always difficult to work with. Now, excuse me, his Dark Side of the Ring on Vice is amazing. It basically tells his whole story, and then it tells how he was ruthlessly murdered in Puerto Rico back in the late 1980s. But this is an extremely awesome likeness. I have a figure review coming of him soon. He's even got the cool fur boots. He reminds me a lot of the Hasbro wrestlers from the early 90s. I never really liked that line, but when I saw this, I had to get it. I've always loved Bruiser Brody, and I do not have a Bruiser Brody figure, so I bought it, and since he was murdered and he's dead, I thought it would pair great with Deth'S Star, so I don't know. You figure it out. This is an amazing beer, though, guys. Absolutely fantastic. Kicking off stout season, I don't think I can do better than this. Well, maybe I can. I've got a couple really good ones here in the next couple weeks I think you guys are going to absolutely love. But needless to say, let me know in the comments if you've tried Deth'S Tar from Revolution Brewing. If you like barrel-aged stouts like I do, like and subscribe to the page. Be on the lookout for some more beer reviews. I know we've missed a couple weeks, but we're going to try to get back into these. And in the meantime, guys, happy holidays and cheers.